leading the way with important local coverage. You're watching WISN 12 News at 11 a.m.
We've reached historic low temperatures. It's dangerous for anyone to be outside right now, and it's creating serious problems for the homeless population. What resources are available to them right now? Plus, the cold is especially dangerous for firefighters, how they're responding to house fires at this moment. And power outages are being reported, meaning many people in our area are without heat and killer temperatures. What's being done to get them back on the grid? Hello and welcome to 12 News at 11. Right now, the temp in our area is between 18 to 25 degrees below zero. We are nearing the coldest temperatures ever recorded here in Milwaukee, and it's dangerous to spend any amount of time outside. And that's why we want to get straight to meteorologist Sally Severson. Again, Sal, if you're out there today, you got to limit your time outside because it's that bad.
Absolutely, Eden. We have temperatures, as you said, between about 18 and 25 below. And with the fresh snow cover and the cold, this is our camera mounted at Lake Lawn Resort. Hard to see where Delavan Lake begins and ends. A far different picture than what it looks like in the summertime, and it tells the difference between 38 and 43 degrees below zero. Now, we will see temperatures recover to maybe about minus 12 with those wind chills still in that neighborhood of 35 to 40 below. Wind chill warning in place until tomorrow at noon. Lows tonight minus 20. So we'll take a look at the cold for tonight when the wind dies down and we start to consider a thaw.
We just got to get through this. All right, thank you, Sal. Well, right now, firefighters are battling both fire and ice. Crews rescued an 86-year-old man from this home on Good Hope Road around 9:30 last night in Lisbon. Both the man and a Waukesha deputy suffered smoke inhalation. The man is in critical condition. The water that was used on the fire froze almost immediately, creating even more dangers. A dozen fire departments responded to the scene, and they are still investigating what caused the fire. Well, just about a half hour ago, hundreds of Marquette students evacuated out of the cold, because of the fire alarm at their dorm. Kent Wainscott is live on campus. Hi, Kent.
Yeah, good morning. This is a very serious situation for a lot of these Marquette students this morning as the fire alarm sounded at the Commons, that large building behind me there, one of Marquette's newest dorms. This is what it sounded like this morning. Scores of students, maybe hundreds of them, evacuated the building this morning. Some telling us they were in pajamas or shorts. It was a day in which classes were canceled here. They headed out into the cold this morning after grabbing their coats. We talked to one student as he was making his way back inside after the all clear. Tell me what happened here this morning.
So the alarm went off at about 9:50, and then it said it was not a drill. So then me and my roommate got all our clothes on, and then I brought my laptop in case it was actually on fire, and now we're outside. It's pretty chilly.
Yeah, very chilly for a lot of those students out there. Fire crews did respond to the scene. In fact, we saw some fire rigs still circling the block out here now. It has been, an all clear has been given. The students are back in the safely inside the warm building right now. No word yet on what caused that alarm to go off, but sources at the scene did indicate that it may have been a faulty sprinkler in the building that triggered that alarm this morning. Eden?
All right, thank you, Kent. Well, thousands spent the morning without power in Kenosha County. A downed power pole caused 2,000 customers to lose power in the town of Summers and Kenosha, and that means some spent the morning without heat. Well, we just checked in with We Energies. While they have the power back up and running in Kenosha County, they are now working on scattered outages in Port Washington and Germantown. No Amtrak trains, but Milwaukee streetcar is up and running. WISN 12 News' Hillary Mintz is live on board the Hop. And Hillary, there's been an issue with heating the Hop.
Yeah, that's what we experienced, Eden. You know, if you do venture out today and you board the Hop, don't expect a hot ride here on the Hop, and certainly don't expect to take off all of your layers, maybe a hat like I did here. But we had an interesting experience this morning. We actually boarded the Hop at Cathedral Square, but by the time we got to the 3rd Ward, they kind of kicked us off because there was an issue with the heating. Now, the Hop says a video board went out in the driver's cab, but they seem to have some trouble with the heating and cooling. The heat, there really was none. So we got off, we waited in the miserable, painful cold for a few minutes for a new Hop, got back on. That one still wasn't very warm. We talked to some riders, the brave souls out this morning, and one woman told us this is certainly a day she'll never forget.
start watering, you have to have the scarf all the way up here, and I have my hat all the way down. It's just brutal. It's supposed to be the coldest of my generation, so I've never felt anything like this, but here we are, off to work.
So we asked the HOP what was going on with the heating. They tell us that they do not have any ongoing heating issues at the moment. We're just leaving Burns Commons here. But again, you have the doors opening and closing, letting in that Arctic air. So you really only, you have to understand that it's not going to be hot on the HOP during this polar vortex. Live on the HOP, Eden, back to you.
Yeah, better to be in the HOP than outside. Thank you, Hillary. Well, many businesses are shut down today because of the cold, including the VA's valet service. But many veterans are still making their way to appointments on campus. Sheldon Dutez is in the newsroom with more. Sheldon.
Yeah, Eden, even with the cold weather, volunteer drivers are making sure those veterans get to all of their appointments. Now, I caught up with Stephen Patel at the Milwaukee VA this morning. He is retired, but volunteers as a driver for disabled American veterans. Well, he and other volunteers are bundling up, and they are hitting the road to pick up veterans like AC Norman, who needed to see the medical staff at the VA today.
How is this helping you today?
Great, immensely.
Tell me how.
Cold as it is out here today, I just appreciate, the DAB for their service.
It's something I feel that I can do. I come from a military family. My uncle was a 20-year Marine.
And you're doing important work.
Yes, I think this helps tremendously. I think many times, too, the vets like to have some conversation when they're traveling, and I think they enjoy it.
Yeah, that conversation, that camaraderie and fellowship goes a long way, especially on a morning like this when you're going between home and the Veterans Administration. Now, the valet service at the VA is closed today because it is so cold outside for the drivers to be going back and forth. But the VA, Eden, is still open for appointments and other services.
All right, glad to hear that. Thank you, Sheldon. 11:08 right now. The cold is especially deadly if you have nowhere to go to get out of it. Multiple warming shelters are open right now to provide relief. This is a look at the repairs of the breach shelter on Valete early this morning. The 24-hour shelter is open for those in need, and you can get a full list of shelters by calling 211. We sent 12 News' Adrienne Pedersen to do a little experiment to find out just how cold some everyday things are.
To see just how cold things really are, we're doing a little experiment here. I have a laser thermometer. I'm checking it on the dashboard. The car is really heated up. This reading is about 90 degrees. Do you mind if I point this at your face? It doesn't hurt. It's just a laser. So it says that you're about 56 degrees. Do you feel colder than that?
Yeah.
The bus says almost 20 below. Okay, this is nearly unbearable. Let's take a look at the river here. All right. That's at about 52 below. How long have you been outside?
Only about maybe 3 or 4 minutes.
Okay. See, you're not that cold yet.
No, but it's coming on.
You're at 54 degrees still. We're checking the water temperature. It says 12 below. We're parked at the Art Museum. You can see where the sun is hitting the side of the building there. I'm going to go ahead and point this in that direction. Looks like 2 below zero.
Wow. Goes to show you just how cold it is. Now, another issue to keep in mind this morning, how to keep the pipes in your home from freezing. The first and easiest tip, let the faucets drip. Local experts say water supply pipes in unheated areas like basements and exterior walls have little to no insulation, and that especially leaves them vulnerable in this kind of weather. They say insulating pipes helps, along with opening cabinet doors under your sinks to let warm air in. Also, clear away snow and ice from pipes outdoors.
Right. That's another AT&T.
Yeah. Ice were to form and work its way back, it'll crack the pipe and tear it open. Usually about a 1-inch gash, and water will just start flowing.
Experts say a cracked pipe can put out hundreds of gallons an hour. Cold weather wreaks havoc on pipes of all kinds. We're hearing reports of multiple water main breaks in the area. This is video of one in Wauwatosa on Menominee River Parkway near North Avenue, and crews are already working to repair it. Now, it's so cold, Amtrak has closed down service in Milwaukee. The Hiawatha trains between Milwaukee and Chicago are not running, so if you do need to travel out of the area, Mitchell International Airport is still open, and it says runways are clear in sub-zero temperatures. do not affect aircrafts. Airlines may delay or cancel flights based on the safety of the crew. In Chicago, well, they've got this unique way of keeping the trains running. Crews intentionally set fires to the tracks ahead of the frigid temperatures. And doing this helps the track from contracting and keeps the trains moving. The extreme cold can cause the metal tracks to contract to the point where the bolts will come loose. Border security talks kick off on Capitol Hill today.